Hey everyone, Eric here from Laughix. Back at it again. We got another video for you guys today. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the newer MacBook. I have a new one here for you today. It's a 16-inch, it's really nice, very beautiful MacBook. It's the A2485, and this is the 16-inch. This is M1 Pro. Has a very nice chip in there. Obviously, it's very expensive. It's very heavy duty, very nice, and you'll actually see a return of the MagSafe here. So this one has MagSafe connections. It has USB-C connections as well, and it has the auxiliary port as well as HDMI, USB-C again, and there's also a micro SD slot as well for those professionals out there, which is a great thing. Glad they brought that back. Thank you so much for bringing those ports back, because we don't want one port to rule them all, or do we? So you've seen it on the old ones, especially for other MacBooks as well. You'll actually see there's USB-C ports that were standard. This is an older one. I have like a 1708, I believe this one is, or a 1706 with a touch bar. And see, it just has USB-C ports, and there's also an auxiliary port for your headphones there. Now, we even see over in different areas of the world, we do see that USB-C is starting to become a real standard, and they're pushing it. Even like governments are pushing it to make it a standard, right? It's like to have one port to rule them all. And we're like, well, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, but wait a minute. Why are we going back to MagSafe if that's going to be a thing? But aren't we going to do it for phones and for everything else as well? Well, for a tech standpoint, it's actually not really a good thing. It's a good idea in theory, but it's really not a great thing as well. Because what this port also does is you're having a lot of things going on with this port. This port doesn't only do power. What it's also going to be doing is it's going to be doing data as well. So you're putting a high voltage line also on a high bandwidth data line, and it can do anything from HDMI, right? So it can be basically act as like an HDMI or a display out. It can be used as like a regular USB for transmitting data. Now, it's the interesting thing is, well, I'm not going too much into USB-C here, but now I'm actually wondering, well, this is really curious. I have this in for a repair, right? And why does this have MagSafe? And does the MagSafe actually work differently? And is it going to be like old repairs where it has a MagSafe that actually is a completely different, that has a completely different power line, and it's just going to be just that, and the USBs don't do anything else? Or does it connect differently, or how does it work? So I did open it up, and you can see this one actually does have a liquid spill, but that's kind of besides the point here. And here's the MagSafe connector. It's right next to the USB-C ports. And now actually we can actually follow where this is actually going to go. So let me show you on actually the board view. Okay, so we do have a board view of this one, and we see here is the USB-C side, and then there's also, this is a J5401, which is what? This is the MagSafe connector, and it's interesting. So if you click the MagSafe connector, you actually see what actually comes up here, and it says USB-C 5, right? And PVV bus USB-C 5. So what it's actually looking like is that this MagSafe is actually acting like a USB-C connector, right? It's pretty much going to be the same type of thing. Now, we've actually had a board in here from before. Let me see if I can actually bring this up. So we have this picture here, and you can see this is the burn. This is actually really bad because actually this piece got welded here to the board. You can obviously see there's a lot of damage to it. So there was a big problem with this one, and anytime you plug in either a MagSafe or a USB, no matter what, this one would actually get really hot and it would pulsate. So we actually do have, this is on the 14-inch one. This isn't exactly the same exact one, but it's the same type of principle, same type of idea. Because whenever we plugged it in, it would still give, this is the part that was actually burned there, is CF801, and this PVVin 5 V USB-C iSense, right? So that was a problem. It doesn't matter if you plugged in through MagSafe or if you plugged in through USB-C, it would still give the same problem on the same type of area here. In a technical way, we do see that the MagSafe is going to be pretty much the same thing as USB-C. It's even labeled as USB-C in the board view schematic. You can see it there. It's the same type of thing. So you're going to have the same type of issues. We thought, obviously, because the MagSafe came back, we thought this was going to avoid a lot of things. This is going to be a dedicated you know, we're going to have a dedicated power line for a dedicated thing to power on the device, even though there obviously still is USB-C in there, but this would be a way to at least avoid it. They give you, or I think you have to purchase even this MagSafe cable, if I'm not mistaken, or there's a certain type of one. I think it comes with it. I don't know. But I think it does. This is the nice ones that come in different colors. We thought they were really pushing that maybe to avoid a lot of this, because a lot of the MacBooks, if you see, a lot of the ones that we actually do for repair have USB-C problems, right? They have something to do with it. This type of standard, I obviously don't really agree with it, period, because of just what's going on with it. I thought we were going back to this MagSafe, and we are going back to that. I bet a lot of even repair places were probably thinking the same type of way, like, oh, hey, it's MagSafe again. So we're like back to the A1466, A1502s, A1398s again. It's like, nope, that's not how it is. We're still stuck on the USB-C, and it's kind of like fool's gold. I guess we're giving back to the people what they want. So, I don't know. But this is just my opinion, obviously, but I think I probably would speak for most people to think that this type of standard is a bad standard. And just to even give the thought of the idea that we're going back to MagSafe gave us a little bit of hope somewhere, but I guess that really doesn't really make it great as well. But I don't know. I really don't agree with it. I think this is a really bad move. I think we should have went back to at least the proprietary connectors for power. You got to keep power and data lines separately, because you don't want to have problems with one and not the other, right? Because you don't want to have a high voltage line going to the high bandwidth data line. You don't want that, because any type of problem, again, if you have a bent connection, if you have a, especially on like other type of devices, like I know it's pretty much very similar to like HP and Dell. If you have those ones, if you have a bent connector, you have a bad charger, you touch one of the pins to the data line, and boom, that's what's going to go. So what do you think is going to happen? You know, and this isn't, if this was like a one charger fits all type of thing, that would be maybe a little bit different. Maybe I still wouldn't agree with it, but I don't think this should actually be going on the, you know, the same line as well. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you guys still happy with this? What do you guys think about this MagSafe? Are you guys really on top of it, or do you still use charging with the USB-C? I made a poll actually about this a little while ago. I was just curious to see if you guys would still go back to it. But as we're doing more repairs, we're figuring out more things, right? We get more information now, and to really know that the MagSafe is actually a USB-C in general, it just kind of blows my mind. But I wonder if it's just because of maybe the standards that's going on there. But especially like all the Apple engineers, you would think that even having like a dedicated a power line and a data line on the same, going through this the system the same way is a good idea. I just can't imagine that to be a good thing. And then it's standardized, which is like even more blows my mind. I can't even believe it. So, whew. Man, we're going to have a lot more repairs. We're going to deal with a lot more USB-C issues. And stay tuned, guys, for those videos. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today. At least learned a little bit of something, a little bit more, especially on these. This is a standard that's going to be going on for a while, and it looks like it's going to keep going. We're going to see a lot of laptops just all with USB-C. So the really interesting thing is, though, you don't see a whole lot in gaming laptops. I wonder why, right? The gaming ones, you don't see a lot. They have their own connector. I can only imagine why. Why is that? I will leave that for you guys. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Bye.